Hello everybody, this is Serpent, and welcome back to another episode in iCraft. Now, in the last episode, we did a lot of work in Spanish in the dungeon, the basement thing, and in this episode, we're going to continue and finish that project. Hopefully. I'm pretty sure we can. It's not going to be all that difficult, really. And that's why I have all these eggs that I stole from my Ondas. So, she wasn't using them. She has an egg farm in her house, and I snagged a few, and then I AFK'd, so they're probably all back, don't worry. Anyway, that's beside the point. My crimes. Ignore them. Anyway, so yeah, we have a bunch of eggs in our inventory, and that's because we want to put a bunch of chickens into our randomizers so that the doors will either be open or closed, and it'll be randomly dictated by the chickens. The all-knowing chickens. I also have been to the fishing farm as a result of wanting a looting book, because I wanted to get a bunch of basically I wanted to head out to the Wither Skelly farm and get some of those guys. Unfortunately, that didn't work out. I didn't get a looting book, so we still have looting 2, which isn't enough, really. Although I guess it kind of is, but you know, it's not all that efficient anyway, with just looting 1. Yeah. So you may have seen the title though. Title of this video: Universal Item Farm, which is what we're going to be doing first. See, I have a brilliant design for an item farm that will give me any item I so wish, or at least a chance of any item I so wish, and it'll farm them all the time. No fancy redstone. It's perfect. It's beautiful. So let me show you how to make this thing. Now, the one catch here is that it only works on a server, and if you want to increase the rates, you put it somewhere very visible. So let's take a look at this design. All right. So I've built it down under here, at least the most mechanical parts of it. So it's fairly simple, really. It's one of these, one of the hoppers, and a couple of chests. It hasn't generated anything else, but you know, it hasn't been interacted with by the other players here, which is kind of the whole point. Now, this thing only works on a server, so basically you put down a couple chests, a hopper into it, a chest on top, and then the big kicker here, that side right there. Isn't it genius? Now, of course, this thing will get much better rates if you put it somewhere highly visible, and if you make a lot of them everywhere, you will get much higher rates. You will get almost no rates if you put it in your own base. So yeah, that's the tutorial for that item farm. Now, moving on to the episode from that. I was over at the end, which was partially for looting, but also partially for a bunch of shovels. Now I have a bunch of shovels. Ah! What? Yeah, right, he was there. Stinking cheater. I call hacks. Anyway, I had a bunch of what did I have? I've forgotten now. Shovels, right? I was going for shovels, and that's because I went over to the ocean, right? And I was farming all that gravel. Don't know if I showed this, but I was. And that's because I need a whole lot of concrete powder for my base. A lot of concrete powder. So, obviously, to get that, you need gravel, and the gravel is generally at the bottom of the ocean, and you have to mine it with a shovel. So I went and got a bunch of those. Now, I had, as I said, been mining the gravel, but then I very intelligently crafted all of it into black concrete when I needed no black concrete. So we kind of need a little bit more. Funnily enough, though, that stuff isn't going to go entirely to waste because Chimera is working on a giant volcano project, and he needs a lot of black concrete. So, you know, waste not, want not, and all that. And also, put a buddy in your debt to get a bunch of stuff from him later. Let's see. Any other stuff? Did I miss it? Pretty sure not. Good luck. Yeah, anyway. So we're going to give a bunch of concrete to Chimera. Yeah, let's get out of this lake, though. Actually, I want to try this quickly. I have Poke an Eye out here, and it has looting 2 and a bunch of, you know, other stuff. And I got this looting 2 sword. Now, I did try and combine them. I'm not that stupid. So, yeah. The problem was that it was too expensive. I forgot to try it, though, the other way. So can I, nah. Too expensive. Too expensive. Alright. Fine, fine. Yeah, so we don't have a looting sword. The good thing about that, the one good thing about not having a looting sword is that right now we don't really need it. I don't actually need the beacon. I did most of the beacon work with the rent-a-beacon, remember? So yeah, not in too much of a hurry to get that. So yeah, whatever. So yeah, we'll start working on our base then. We've already dug out the area, just need to place a bunch of stuff. I would like to get myself a beacon eventually though, because yeah, they're good. I just placed my water. Oh yeah, another thing that I might not have shown yet is this little contraption here. It's just a slime block launcher to get out of the nether portal. It catches you before you fall back down too. And just a button to get back down from the top. Nice, nice. Okay, so in the Spanish episode, in case you didn't see that, or in case you didn't understand it and stopped seeing it rather quickly, if you get my drift. Yeah, that was a successful stack. Yeah, anyway, in the last episode, the Spanish episode, we did a bunch of things over here. We tried to finish it. Well, not quite. We didn't quite try to finish it because I wanted to do so in an English episode, because that way more people would see it, and I don't know, kind of wanted that to be the case. So yeah, we did a bunch of roof placing and wall placing, but we haven't quite finished it. We still have to put chickens in cells all over the place, and then the doors will open and close randomly, and yeah, all good stuff. So that's why I need the eggs. Thank you, Iondis, even though you weren't necessarily involved in the decision. But yeah, we have stuff to do things. Where did my cobble go? I swear, I just had a bunch of cobble. Or, well, maybe not a bunch, but 6. There we go. Invisible items are a little annoying. Let's see. Eh? These eggs are robbing me. Come on! Wow. Alright, there we go. So that's the general idea. Just toss eggs in until you get a chicken. And you can hear that the doors are actually doing stuff now, which is kind of nice. Apparently this is going to be a little bit more difficult than I thought. Okay, so I haven't actually done a whole lot with the underground area yet. Didn't really do a whole lot, yeah. I did put a couple chickens in with those eggs we got, but that wasn't really enough. I think that was only about 10 chickens, and most of them died. Through no fault of my own, right? You know. We have a lot of villagers though, and the iron farm is supposed to have 2 buddies, one over there and I think one up there, but that hasn't really happened. um, so we might get on with that. We might do that. Not quite sure. Now, I don't. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do this episode basically. So we could work on that. I don't know if I showed you. Probably not. By the way, I'm pretty sure this propelled flight thing is broken in 1.13. Because yeah, did you see that? I used to be pretty good at that, and I don't think all of my skill just disappeared like that. Anyway, that's beside the point though. Disappointing, but beside the point. So yeah, I did put up a frame for the other main buildings in our tower complex, and I do want to finish this. I've been trying to work out how to do this though. It's a little bit tricky, the geometry of it, because I don't want to actually think about it when I'm building. That would slow things down significantly. And what I've tried to do instead is just, eyeball it with the lines, connections, and whatnot. And that did work for this one. I haven't expanded it throughout other ones, but it seems like it would be... It seems like it could work, but it'll be trial and error, and I won't get perfect lines unless I really try for them, and if I really try for them, then it's gonna take some time. I don't know. I'll probably just eyeball it, but it might be quicker to actually think about it. I don't think so, though. I don't know. Anyway, that's sort of what I was thinking about there. But I don't know what we're going to be doing this episode, so I have to figure that out. Well, it looks like Luke is going to show us around the holiday town. I see. I saw a couple screenshots in chat, but apparently some of them are from the do you by any chance have some spare food? Anyway, so I saw a couple screenshots in chat, but apparently some of them were from last year, and I'm excited to see what's going on around here. Thank you. So yeah, apparently they've been doing some work. I missed the meeting. There's one raw piece. But yeah. Yeah. Alright. Apparently, is this a dreidel then? Maybe. An impressive hunk of netherrack. Yeah. Let's grab some more ender pearls. Where'd he go? Ooh, now this is pretty cool. Ooh. Not assay. I've stolen the bow. Cool ice. Ice rink. Yeah. Nice. Oh, there are more snowmen too. Some of them with heads. Let's overtake Luke. Ooh. Neat tree. Sort of. Ah. Sounds good. And I think apparently Glitch is making the tree. So yeah, this seems pretty nice. Or a nice start, and we might come over here and add some stuff to it later. Maybe even this episode. I don't know. Alright, that done, I think we should start on what we're going to be doing today. And I've thought about it. I think really what we should keep on finishing is the basement. I know we've been working on it quite a lot lately, but you know, it has to be done. we need somewhere to put things, really. That's the whole point of this. We'll be chucking farms and storage areas or whatever just around the edge of this. So this build gives us somewhere to build from, which is basically necessary because I have completely run out of space. Well, no, I just don't have anywhere to put anything right now, which is getting a little bit tricky. I did solve that sort of with the villager place because I just made a nice house somewhere, but it's a little bit disorganized, and you know, I want somewhere to put things. So I want to get started on this. I still haven't given Chimera his concrete, by the way. Still haven't been a good friend. But you know, things come first. No, I'm kidding. I do definitely want to get that to him. But let's take a look at what we've done so far, because I have forgotten. It's been a while. So I have the ground, all these platforms for the chickens. And I think right now what we should be doing is just going around and filling them with chickens, or at least the ones I have ready, the ones around the edges, that is. I think I stopped around here. That one's chickenless and that one has a chicken. So we will finish up these by chucking some eggs in and closing them off, and then we will begin work on the center area. Hey, go away. Yeah, we'll begin work on the center area. And in fact, the outer area is already basically half of the entire place that we need to put together. So that should be pretty straightforward, I would think, after we finish this stuff. So yeah, I will get started on that, and I will see how far we get. So, as it turns out, we didn't get all that far, really. So over here is the area that I left you at, and I did manage to get all the way around the perimeter, but I haven't done anything inside, really. See, all of these are still open up to this point, so maybe 3 chickens in the center. So we definitely do need more eggs, because that's what I've run out of. And this farm is working. It's working, definitely, but I need it to produce a lot more eggs before I can really do much with them. So I'm going to take a break from the basement, and maybe we will take Chimera his concrete. Or before we do that, maybe we'll take a little bit of time to work on our house upstairs, because that's what we were thinking of doing before I took a look at this. And we could probably do some work on that, and then that would load this chicken farm, and we'd get more eggs for the basement. So, you know, seems like a pretty good idea. Now, I was going to, I was planning on using some sand and glass to chuck into the building that we already have built, but I don't have a silk touch pick, so I can't remove the stuff that's already there. And I do actually kind of want it because, you know, glass is kind of expensive sometimes. Well, mainly when you don't have a lot of it. But yeah, I do want to remove that and replace it, but I don't have the silk touch pick. So maybe we'll work on the frames of the buildings and leave that stuff for later. So, I actually don't have a whole lot of concrete powder left, and I know that looked like a lot, maybe, but each one of these buildings here takes somewhere around a chest full of materials. So, a third of a chest is a third of a building, and a third of a building isn't all that much. So, we should probably go out and gather more gravel. uh, I've gone out and gathered gravel several times in the last couple of episodes, and I never really get all that much. I think it's actually harder to gather it now that the items float to the surface, because you can't gather it while you're digging around on the ground, but if you wait too long, then it despawns, and it floats up before you can grab it, so it's a little tricky. Now we do also have a lot of villagers, and we might well make another iron farm, but that one's actually working quite well for me, really. It's not it's not. I don't need more iron than that's giving me at the moment, so maybe not with that second one. I did kind of want to make one up in that mountain though, so that the iron golems could trickle down through a river, but maybe not. Oh, now actually, one thing I really do need is mob drops. I need a whole lot of them, really. I need a lot of bones for the concrete powder, and we do have a stash, but I don't want to keep stealing from other people. So we need bones. We need I guess food, so rotten flesh, maybe. But we do also need the gunpowder because yes, I have finally decided the propelled flight bow is broken for 1.13 plus, and that's a little bit of a bummer because I really liked using that bow. But oh well. Now we need to use fireworks, and so now we need to have a mob farm for the gunpowder stuff. So yeah, we can probably do that. I did just come out with a design on for a tutorial for that thing. So maybe we'll put that up in that building and do that. Although actually, I had always sort of planned on putting my mob farm in one of these buildings. I thought that might be kind of cool. I don't know, that might be a waste of space though. Maybe. Okay, how about we put the creeper only farm or something like that in one of these buildings, and then the other one over here. Well, I don't know. I do want to put a farm up in that mountain so that things can drop down through our river, which is going to follow the wooden blocks there. That's why they're still around. But I don't want to make it a mob farm though, because that would reduce having them not die instantly and flow down the river would really reduce the rates. So that probably isn't a good idea. So maybe we could make some kind of sheep farm up there and trickle the sheep down or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll just figure out what I should do this episode, so I don't have to keep boring you with speculation. Okay, I've decided. Finally. So I'm deciding now that the river is going to be sort of like our pipeline, our main base pipeline, and items and goodies and mobs will flow down from the farm mountain over there, and they'll flow down the river down into the pit that we have somewhere over here, I think. Right? Yeah, this is the site of the pit, at least. It's not here yet, but we're going to have like I said, a big pit, and things will flow into it from the river, and then drops and goodies and whatever will all be distributed throughout the labyrinth beneath my base. And then the base there is going to be sort of aesthetic things, funny things, just sort of separate thingies. And we will build some farms up there. Maybe not all of them, but certainly some, plenty. And the first one I want to begin with is going to be the cactus farm, because I want to make a lot of cyan stained glass for the windows, for the buildings, and I don't really have any cactus income. I do have a small cactus farm within my original base, but it's not even automated. I just come by every now and then and punch a couple pieces of cactus. So we have cactuses to make a cactus farm, but not really cactuses as a resource we can use. So I think we should make a cactus farm. And I'm going to make it up here. We'll figure out the aesthetics and the logistics of the build in just a moment, but I think first I want to maybe take a look at this area, because I've been here, but I don't really know a whole lot about it. I don't remember. It's been a while. And I'd like to see what we have to work with here. And then, of course, I'll go fetch the cacti. Cactuses. Cactopodes. No. That's the correct plural for octopus and platypus, I think. But not for cactus. Okay, so this is definitely where I was thinking of making the iron farm, that post, but there is plenty of room for non-iron farm endeavors as well. So I think probably we'll be making the cactus farm, go away, the cactus farm, we could build it into that mountain over there, or we could build it on top of that, and then drop the cacti down a down a tube into the river, where the river begins. Maybe that would be cool. Yeah, okay. Sounds good. Ooh. Or we could slime block launch the cacti off the cliff into the river. Let's see how... No! A slow descent into the ground. Okay. Did I get... Okay. You know, I can't be trusted with ender pearls, apparently. So yeah, let's see. How could I, where is the river? Where would I have to aim that from? So this mountain here could do it. That, I think, is probably too far away. Too much to hope for. So probably we could launch it off that part of the mountain, down to here, and then over to here, and launch it from here into the into the river. I think that would be pretty cool. So I will put some sand here, and just probably up there as well. But first, I'm going to go get the cacti for the actual farm, and maybe a couple resources otherwise as well. Aha! Actually, while I'm here checking my cactuses, let's take a look at our universal item farm. See if it's produced anything. I know a couple people have been on, so it has a chance to have. Aww. It's a slow farm. But you could theoretically get anything from it, so it's worth having in my opinion. But yeah, this is where the cactuses are kept. The cactopodes. Just over here. And as you can see, we really don't have all that many of them, but, you know. Let's see, that's 21. It's acceptable. I guess you can go away. Sand is more valuable than gunpowder, because I need it to build my house. And well, actually, I do have a lot of sand, so maybe that gunpowder would have been... Whatever, I'm overanalyzing this. So, yeah, I don't think there's anything... Wait, I can't talk. I don't think there's anything else I need to talk about here anyway, though, so let's just pop that in. And actually, cooked chicken, I'm pretty sure, is still the main delicacy of the server, and I think it's mostly supplied by this thing here. Yeah, this may or may not be the primary source of food for everyone on the server, which is kind of funny. I do actually I do actually want to make a food farm sometime because I am still eating from that, of course. Yeah, anyway, I am going to head back and we can start on the cactus farm, which of course is not a food that we can eat, so it's doubly useful. A lot of pigmen here. Aha! You may also notice that I got some wheat seeds, so I'm going to hand these chickens some seeds. And actually, I think I have my particles turned off, which is why we can't see the hearts. That might be why I haven't been able to see horse hearts either. But yeah, I will give these chickens some seeds then, and we will have many more chickens, which means a more efficient egg farm, which means we can finish that faster, and we will also have more chickens when I eventually maybe move them all into a. Oh yeah, entity cramming. Well, that's all the chickens we can have for today then. But yeah, it means more chickens for the eventual chicken cooker that I'll probably end up setting up. But yeah, we can, I don't know why I walked here. We can now move on to the cactus farm. Aha! You know how we thought that was floating? Well, think again! Turns out it's all connected to the ground. Completely and totally supported. Alright, so I do have the cactuses, and now I can actually try and make something. I thought about making it a dual cactus and sugarcane farm, but I decided against that, mostly because I think it would be cool to have them one here, and then just across from each other. And so I'll make the sugarcane one later and separately. So I think this is where we figured out that we should. Yeah, this is where we launch things. That's what I was trying to say. So I think now we can choose a location. I don't really have much of anything set up here, so it's a little bit interesting. Also interesting is that my parrot could only teleport to me once I had stepped on the stone, and not once I was on the snow. Huh. Oh, okay. Ah. All right. So I do want to set this up, obviously, but I need to figure out where to put it. So I'll do that off camera. But I have just checked the video length, and apparently that's all the time we have for today. So, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. I know we didn't get a whole lot done. I must have been talking way too much. But, yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed it anyway. We will, I guess it was more of a speculate-y planning episode, because we did do some of that. So, yeah. We'll finish off the basement once we have the eggs for it, and we will make the river soon, and this farm, and whatnot. A lot of stuff. But yeah, for now, hopefully you enjoyed it, and I shall see you in the next one. Say goodbye, unnamed parrot. The fourth. Toodles.